Hookup on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln. I might have been on the wrong mic. Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Husker Homer Friday. Welcome into the morning hookup. Well, it's White Meat back in the house on the ones and twos. Elijah will join us here shortly as he's wrapping up some stuff on the morning show right next door. Welcome back.
Thank you. I think they switched the microphones on me again.
I know. I saw a lot of this.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is your fault. Elijah's saying it's my fault. That's all right. What else would a Friday be if it wasn't like this? You know? But welcome in. A lot to get through today. We'll go through NFL draft round one, reactions, overreactions. We'll talk about that coming up. Husker baseball, big series as we get back in the winning ways. Hopefully this weekend at Illinois, we'll talk about that. Jeff Moats is going to join us to prep baseball. Big day for football. Memorial Stadium, big red rebuild vote today.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that headed? We'll jump into that. And a whole lot of you guys. If you want to jump in, 402-489-1240, give us a shout. Also, it's the 9 o'clock hour. We have a keyword for you. Chance to win $1,000, sponsored by Liberty First Credit Union. Long, L-O-N-G. Long, L-O-N-G.
We already got a caller.
I love it. It's Friday, baby. So a lot of that stuff coming up as we jump into a beautiful. And there's NBA talk. There's NHL stuff happening. More of that electricity is going through the TVs right now. So we'll talk a lot about that. Good morning, Flood Action. Good morning, Todd. Thanks for jumping in early with us on a beautiful Friday morning. I hope everybody else, by the way, yesterday, what a weird weather pattern Lincoln was in for a few hours. My goodness. It was volatile. It was all over the place with the weather. Hope everyone, depends on where you were. It's what you got. It was a volatile situation for some with hail and strong storms and the frontal boundary like settling just east of or just west of Lincoln that kept most of the storms to the west and to the north.
North side got some pretty good hail from what I saw.
From what I understand, what I heard. I was in the southwest part of town, and it was weird. I was listening to Moats keep us up to date on the with eyes in the sky, and Elijah. So I was sending him pictures from where I was. It was the weirdest thing, because imagine 27th and Pine Lake-ish, right there.
Yep.
I sent him a picture, and it was like you could see the defining line.
The split.
Oh, my God. It was so weird.
Yeah.
Because out west, you could see the clearing of blue skies. We got some rain in that part of town, but not like others.
No, it was like a different reality because my girlfriend lives on the north side and I live on the south side.
Yeah.
And she's sending me videos of golf ball size hail in her backyard.
That's incredible.
I'm like, it's sunny skies over here. There's nothing going on over here.
Man. So I hope if you were, depending on where you were, if you're out and about, that you were safe and everything is, okay. You never want to see that. We need the rain, but we didn't need all that other stuff.
No.
There'll be more chances, by the way, keeping your eyes in the sky. I think around Sunday time, somewhere around Sunday, there's models showing some chances of more severe weather come Sunday, as it's going to be a beautiful day today. Close to 70, lighter winds out there. Beautiful day. So, hey, welcome back from Boston.
Well, speaking of weather,
Oh yeah, you did not.
This is gonna sound backwards, but I'm kind of happy to be back in Nebraska because of the weather. Out there, it was cold and rainy and just not awful, but it was annoying. It was that kind of cold where it was just cold enough you had to wear a jacket, and then the wind had a little bite to it, hit you in the face when you're walking, and then just the rain coming down was constant all day, every day.
Yuck. Yeah, I can do the chillier weather, but the rain that mixed in with it.
It made it tough to do some things outside that Freedom Trail that you mentioned. The day that we had scheduled to do that, just pouring rain.
No fun.
It was 8 a.m. And did not stop until probably 8 o'clock at night. So
Wow.
couldn't do anything really on that day. We kind of just decided to scratch it and figure out something else to do. Found some good food spots downtown, but overall, the experience in Boston was just
Good. Boston's a really cool city.
It was incredible.
Out there. Give me the thought. Your first. I know the game did not go as you like it to do. I believe that was that a 4-0 and Boston barely got any hit type game.
I think they finished the game with 2 or 3 hits.
Yes.
Which is just describes the Red Sox season so far. That the offense can't produce anything. They're not a very good hitting team right now. But I mean, yeah, the experience of Fenway Park, you can't beat it. Especially Red Sox Yankees at Fenway Park. Just,
volatile situations.
You have. I watched a guy get kicked out about 5 rows behind me. Yankees fan.
Just letting loose,
getting into it with the security guard, and then the security guard was like, "All right, cool, get out." And
all right, bro.
And then they got into it. Red Sox fans chanting "Yankees suck." Yankees fans chanting "Red Sox suck."
Yeah.
You could feel the atmosphere was a rivalry. Yeah, incredible experience out there. The Quincy Market. I don't know if you've ever been out there.
I have.
That place is sweet. Ton of different markets and pop-up shops and stores you can go into. Where else did we go? Harvard. Saw Harvard University. Yeah.
Nice.
It was just in a little town called Cambridge outside of Boston. Really cool out there. They have a square out there too with the same thing, kind of like Quincy Market, with a bunch of different shops. And then they had a Thai festival going on. So they had like
a bunch of Thai food,
street food,
everything,
street food, and
the authentic good stuff.
Yeah. We had our week filled with stuff to do, and I think we could go back and probably do another week and fill it again, because there's so much to do in Boston. And we had a great time.
Good. Well, welcome back, man. Glad you had a great time. A lot has gone on, and we'll jump into a lot of the NBA. We'll jump into a lot of NHL.
I kind of turned my brain off of sports for a week, so I'm ready to dive back into it.
It has been producing for guys like us that have shows to talk about. But let's jump into a little Husker baseball coming up this week. A lot in front of this team. I don't want to. I mean, you go down, you get like you lose to Kansas. A lot of talk about that. Regionals still in front of you, but it all starts now. Where you have 12 Big Ten games. 12 Big Ten games left. 9 of them on the road. You start tonight, 6 o'clock. Big Ten plusher at Illinois. Illinois comes in, by the way. This is these games opportunistic for Nebraska. I think these are games where you look at where the bats need to come back just a little bit around the corner. Illinois, by the way, the 13th best hitting team in the league at 269, pitching around 8th right now. They boast a 5.41 team ERA tonight. Cooper Kasky looks to get back to the guy that we've seen him on the bump, because his outing against USC was not great. He's 5-0 with a 4.02 ERA. He'll be against lefty Reagan Hall, 5-4 with a 5.37 tonight. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Yasa goes to the bump. We know he has been lights out, nails as of late, coming in with a 7-1 with a under 4 ERA. Mitch Dye will be on the other side, 1-0 with a 5.35. And then I think a critical game of this, I think it's a series that you go out and sweep, need to sweep to go and back and take a little momentum back that you lost with the loss to Kansas. But Blachowicz, that's an interesting, we've got to figure out that Sunday. Those are going to be key for Nebraska as you go through these series.
Time to start stacking some wins. You got some good opportunities here. You just went through probably the hardest stretch of your season. What did they end up in that?
5-4.
5-4.
We thought 6-3 was good. We thought 7-2 phenomenal. 5-4, and again, your name is still. You lose that game to Kansas to go end up that 5-4 in that stretch, but your RPI increases because there a lot of people wanted to put that as that's a regional qualifier. The winner that gets the regional. I think there's a lot more that goes into regionals. Obviously, Nebraska could stack 14 more wins in a row if they go on that run, but we know the game is hard. This Nebraska should end up being a 40-win team, which puts you dead in the middle of conversation of that top group to host a regional. I think there's other stuff that goes into regionals. It's a location, it's stadium, it's accommodations. There's a lot to be said about those when you start comparing which city can host a regional feasibly.
It's just now you don't really have those. Well, you mentioned the RPI boosters. You don't really have much of those left on your schedule, so you just have to stack wins, get as many wins as possible, and get yourself set up playing your best baseball going into the postseason. That 5-4 stretch is respectable. You had some lumps in there, and I think figured out a lot about this team. You go out and you sweep USC. That's huge. You come back and you lose against Kansas, but it's like now is the time to. That stretch was a defining moment of the season, and now you know who you are, and you can finish this season strong.
Yeah, absolutely agree. But that'll go off. Big Ten Network, by the way, for all of these. Sorry, Big Ten Plus for all of these matchups for the weekend coming up. But Nebraska has solely everything right in front of them to go get this series and continue their campaign. They are you only have 2 more midweek games as well as you look through this. Like I mentioned, you have 12 Big Ten games left, 9 of them on the road. You only have 4 more games at home this season as they start that. Let's call it the stretch run. 14 left. The stretch run is right in front of you to continue to go get wins, stack them up, and put yourself right in the middle of that conversation to be hosting a regional for the first time in a long time for Nebraska fans to get down to Haymarket Park and watch. Like we said, we mentioned 6 o'clock tonight, Big Ten Plus, 3 o'clock tomorrow, and 1 o'clock Sunday as Nebraska is traveling to Champaign, Illinois. So, all right, let's take our first break. And when we come back, we'll talk. Should we talk about the first round? Or you want to talk about your coach? Nah, we ain't going to do that. Let's talk about the NFL first round draft when we come back. We ain't talking about your coach.
Oh man,
that thing's insane.
There's nothing like Boston sports coaches and being in scandals.
Is that insane
with women? It's
especially when you thought, all right, he did this allegedly. We'll say allegedly, but then you go back and you hear all the other stuff yesterday.
That it's been going on for like six years.
That and her son's name's Michael. Wait a minute.
And the kid was born 9 months right after they were seen together.
Just throwing it up. I don't know the answer to that.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yep, not doing that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's amazing.
I brought you and Elijah both something back.
Oh, way too nice.
But he's got to be here for it, obviously.
So. He should be coming back. I'm sure he wants to talk about, we all should be jacked up, talk about the draft. Because there's some, woo. The draft was interesting. I think that's fantastic, especially some of this is funny.
I was looking for this specific hat for years.
That one?
And they had it in a team shop. So
I like that lighter green color of it.
It's their City Connect ones.
That's one thing these sports have done a good job with when you talk about the City Connect stuff. Most teams have done a really nice job of that marketing brand of that.
I agree.
Welcome back to the morning hookup. Happy Husker Homer Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Maybe the biggest thing on TV yesterday was the NFL draft. Round one, all the anticipation leading up to it. Pittsburgh showed out, by the way. You've seen the numbers coming out. They set a fan record, according to the NFL. The old record was Detroit, or close to, it was like 275,000 plus. The NFL is reporting 320,000 fans for the NFL draft in Pittsburgh, which is the first time since 1948 that they've been in town.
Wow. Yeah, it looked pretty rowdy from what I saw.
The Steel City. Boy, really got to look at this. It's some interesting picks that you get on. Obviously, at the top spot, couldn't go wrong. We knew it. It was like the most. Here's your softball. Mendoza goes one, and I think it starts getting weird after that.
Yeah, the second pick.
It starts getting weird after that.
Automatically, I raised my eyebrow.
It just went weird after that, right? You knew the number one pick, Mendoza, and then I think anything and everything. Is that the right mic? Do you know?
Okay, we're gonna try this.
Elijah Hurdle back in the house, getting set up after bringing you the most updated morning news on KFR. We should do these days as Elijah Hurdle KFR days. Right.
I'm sure everybody wants that.
Yes. Once a month on Fridays. It's Elijah Hurdle. But again, you get Mendoza go one, and then it gets weird. There's a couple ones, and we've talked about this yesterday. Which team was going to make that pick that sends the first round into, I don't want to call it a tailspin, but it did.
Well, there was like 3 straight picks.
Well,
like 3 through 6 that everyone went, oh.
The Jets go David Bailey. What? And then the Cardinals, God bless their souls, I think they were feverishly trying to get out of that 3 pick, and they could not get out of there.
Yeah, among the top 10 picks, I'm just jumping right in here because I have plenty of thoughts here. Among the top 10, the Cardinals wound that clock down the most. They were trying to get out of that because I think
they were doing it to the end.
They were trying to find a team that wanted Arvell Reese, and I think they realized that the interest around the league for Arvell Reese, for whatever reason, was lower than they anticipated.
Yes.
So they went, okay, team needs, I guess we'll go for a running back here.
I think
the problem now being you are going to be paying, from a guaranteed money point of view, Jeremiah Love more guaranteed money than any other running back in the NFL right now, and he's immediately going to step in and be a top 5 highest paid back in the league.
Yes,
and also,
as a rookie,
they have 5 running backs on their roster already.
Yes,
they just went out and got Tyler Algier from the Falcons. They still have James Conner. The pick made no sense to me.
Well, I think that you got into the position where it was like, all right, best available again, but it's such a weird, odd, I'm going to call bad pick based on the fact you don't have a quarterback. But you're going to put a running back in that. But whatever, they make the pick. And it got even more weird, I thought, with the Titans at 4.
What is wrong with Arvell Reese?
I know, but the Giants won, by the way. The Giants won.
The one thing I'll say is David Bailey probably steps in as a game 1 guy, probably more NFL ready than Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese, from a ceiling point of view, is maybe the most talented ceiling-wise pass rusher since Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Look at what it does to the Giants.
That's how I'd put him down. Like, he's going to need a little bit of time. He's 20 years old, but he's an athletic specimen.
4'4".
And he showed
4'5".
And he showed at Ohio State he's got the ability. He needs a little bit more refining from a pass rush point of view. So maybe that's what scared teams off, was the raw ability, thinking, okay, there's no guarantees he's going to pan out. But if he does, he will be an all-pro level pass rusher.
That's like his only downside, and maybe his size. Like, that's it. And if you're into betting odds, this is what really got me. Right before the draft, Arvell Reese closed at around -1,000 odds to go number 2 in the draft.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they took David Bailey. So Vegas, the Vegas market didn't think it. I don't think anybody really thought they were going to go David Bailey over Arvell Reese.
And then to add to this, I think that, well, with Arvell Reese sitting there, the Cardinals made a panic pick, in my opinion, with Jeremiah Love, saying, okay, this is the best available player, which usually you can't go wrong with best available. The problem being, in the running back market with what it is today, Jeremiah Love has to step in and within his first 4 years play like a top 5 running back in the league.
Yes, you're forced to
on
do
a
so.
team that has some other issues.
Well, yeah,
but that's what you're paying him like.
Well, they forced him you pay him like it. You forced him to be the feature in the offense.
Yep. So he's got to go out and play like that. And then you go to Carnell Tate, which is the opposite end of the spectrum. It is tossing best player available aside and saying team need, which Carnell Tate, you could have traded back a few picks, and I still think he would have been there.
Yes.
Not to mention, I don't think Carnell Tate, safest wide receiver in the draft, not the best wide receiver in the draft, but you've gotten a safe option, quarterback's best friend type guy for Cam Ward. Don't love the pick, but I get it. And then Arvell Reese falls into the Giants' laps. I should also note here, the Chiefs trading up to 6 to get Delane makes no sense.
0 sense.
I think they looked at the Giants roster and said, that team does not need a pass rusher. If we move up to 6, Arvell Reese will fall right into our laps. They move up to 6, and then Arvell Reese gets sniped 1 pick before him, and Delane would have been there at 9.
Speaking of
Delane would have been there
I think
at 9.
that was desperation of the Chiefs.
Speaking of Giants and pass rushers, holy defense.
That might be the best pass rushing crew in the entire NFL.
From a physical traits point of view, they clearly have identified like freaky physical traits guys as pass rushers. Arvell Reese fits that mold completely. You look at Thibodeau, who now is maybe the man on the chopping block 12 months from now.
Yep.
Freaky traits kind of guy. Who's the other guy they have there? His name's escaping me.
Well, they got Brian Burns.
Burns, yeah.
Yep.
Burns, another freaky athlete type of guy, pass rusher.
Tremaine Edmonds. Their defensive line and linebackers, their front seven.
They're going to be really good.
They're absolute animals.
And as those picks started coming in and going, I think other teams, I think 7 and 8 were winners. And you start looking at this, the Commanders, and again, probably fall into them. You get Sonny Styles, Ohio State linebacker, headed to Washington now. Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State, goes 8.
By the way, love that pick for the Saints.
It's perfect.
Saints are going to fly under the radar because Tyler Shuck still doesn't have respect. But Tyler Shuck now has the weapons of Chris Olave and Jordan Tyson throw the football to. They need some improvements along the offensive line. Maybe a running back defense could help him out here. But I think with those 2 wide receivers plus Tyler Shuck, and who's the coach?
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. Yeah. With
Moore
with those pieces, with that coach,
Moore just threw his hands up going.
Yeah. They'll be able to compete. We'll see how the rest of the draft goes, determine whether they can be a playoff contender. But they, I think, with 1 pick, just improved their offense greatly, considering the type of offense that they run, where they want to let Tyler Shuck throw the football 40 times a game.
And I think in that division, that's how they won, was making that pick. You look past it, and then you look at the number 11 pick.
Steal of the draft.
Downs falls out of the top 10, which I don't think a lot of people saw. And the Cowboys, they don't cowboy. They actually make the right pick and get Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State.
There's ridiculous stats about Caleb Downs. First off, last season at Ohio State, I believe, didn't miss a tackle. Is that correct?
Yes. No.
And then across his entire Ohio State career, across 2 seasons, he didn't allow a single touchdown. He's just one of those rock steady players that at the college level, he never quite flashed because he did the right thing every single play. Yeah. People wouldn't throw the ball his way. He never missed a tackle. Like, there's one of those players that because there's no holes and because he's so technically sound, he never had to make any splash plays, flashy plays that end up on SportsCenter top 10s.
You got that at 11. I think
absolutely safe pick. One problem being safety is not the most coveted position in the NFL, but you have got like this guy. To me, I thought maybe the Chiefs would take him because he's got a little bit of honey badger to him. They just got themselves a dog.
Then at the 12 pick, Dolphins make a fantastic selection with probably no doubt about it, the best tackle in the entire class.
Second best.
You think it's second?
I like Fano out of Utah.
Okay.
Fano also he was the Outland Award winner. He sat down with the guys from the Let It Fly podcast. Like one of those. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with like the goofy lineman subset culture. There's like a subset of just goofy, off the wall kind of personality lineman. That is Spencer Fano. Unfortunately for him, he has to go to the Browns now. So his career has been ruined. But
it's over.
Caden Proctor, from a gifts point of view, I mean, 6'8", 340 pounds, can move like a freak. There's a reason they're throwing him screen passes and whatnot. Technique-wise, leaves a little to be desired. I wonder if they move him to guard. Like a pulling guard, mammoth, 6'6", 350 guy pulling around with those feet.
but a great spot for there. And then it got
Weirdest pick of the draft.
the weirdest pick. I
It-
can
but the-
see this. I can actually. I think if you look, you can see this pick at 13. Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama.
That to me, I'm not sure. Did you guys see the Rams press conference
He
last
didn't
night?
look very comfortable for Sean McVay.
That was a GM being like, I'm looking out for a future, and a head coach being like, what? We have the NFL MVP at quarterback.
Mhm.
I like Stetson Bennett, the backup, and you're going to go and take another quarterback in the first round whenever Mekhi Lemon's right there.
It doesn't feel good that when
Kenyon Sadiq's
Yeah.
right there.
It-
Sean McVay
yeah.
wants toys, and you just got him
Well,
a backup.
there's the window of opportunity to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And you missed that opportunity to add a piece to your MVP quarterback.
Especially given Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua both have 1 year left on their deal.
Mhm.
They are going into contract years where you can probably only extend one guy, and it's going to be Puka.
It's never good when your head coach opens it up pretty much saying this is Matthew's team still. I don't think he needed to say any more about what was happening there, but an
I would have loved
interesting
to
one
see
there.
behind the scenes in that draft room.
I think as you move down a few more, how
Oh.
about
Ruben Bain,
yes,
Tampa Bay,
Steal.
huge steal. That fantastic.
the
He goes
one
first off, helps for him that he goes to a team that's already got some winners on it. They've been looking to replace Shaq Barrett. Love the pick, and it's a guy that he's 3 down. You know, he's not a guy you have to take off the
Nope.
field. And then you see his
Great
interview
pick.
afterwards. He's a chip on the shoulder type guy. Love that pick. Kenyon Sadiq to the Jets, I thought was interesting, but I don't hate it.
nope.
The
I
weird
think you go through some picks here as we talk about them. They're like you don't hate them, but you don't quite understand them at times
Yeah,
too.
Blake Miller, offensive tackle from Clemson, perfect fit for the Lions.
Yep.
Absolutely perfect. Everyone knew they were going offensive tackle. Vikings going to Viking. They fill their biggest team need.
That was
An
great
often
of a D.
injured defensive tackle. Minnesota Vikings. What? What?
So they're going to do, but then also then you go down. I think an interesting, not interesting, but it's the pick that they made. But it's interesting what was happening at the time of the pick at 20 when Lemon goes to USC as he's on the phone with Pittsburgh and he's like, why are the Eagles calling me as they jump in there and take the pick from Pittsburgh?
There's your confirmation. Bye-bye, A.J. Brown. Now
Yes,
what's interesting, the Eagles have 2 slot wide receivers. Are they moving Smith, Devontae Smith, out to the outside? Because
Maybe.
Mekhi Lemon he is certified 100% slot wide receiver.
yeah.
5'10". You're not going to get him on the outside. So that means I think you have to move Devontae Smith to a full-time outside X wide receiver or Z wide receiver, excuse me. Okay.
Sure.
We'll see how that goes. Mekhi Lemon to me strikes me as like a long time, like 10-year NFL career as a high-level number 2 wide receiver. I think with his frame, he's not going to be a number 1 guy, but one of those super quarterback-friendly slot wide receivers that's always like a safety valve, always going to be there. So don't hate the pick for the Eagles, but it gives you inclination of,
Yeah,
okay, so
well-
A.J. Brown's off to go work for
Well, they
Mike
have,
Vrabel and Diana Rossini.
I couldn't even get it out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we haven't gotten into that yet, have we?
I almost said something's going to get us in trouble. No.
Hey, that's a situation that goes from bad to worse daily, and I can't wait to see what happens today.
Yeah. Maybe he won't be at day 2 of the draft. He said day 3. It might be day 2 or forever.
I like this. I care so much about my family that I will take a weekend off of work.
They waited and went, boom. I won't be at day 3. They're like, oh, my beer, watch these photos.
Yeah.
You've been doing this a lot longer. And, oh, by the way, there's a weird interaction that her son's name is Michael.
We can maybe get back into this.
Sorry, we were drafting.
Absolute 3 minutes of word salad from Mike Vrabel. I see the press
Oh.
conference coming, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I wonder what's going to happen. And then Mike Vrabel just stands up there and gives you 3 minutes of absolute nothingness word salad. Means nothing. And I go, oh, no, okay. Okay. He was caught blindsided today as well.
Yeah, boy. So the draft, let's see. What else?
Any
Any
other
other
picks?
thoughts out there? I think the Cowboys did another nice job with Lawrence at edge from UCF out there.
Which interesting. Scott Frost now has more first-round picks than Matt Rule.
Almost
Scott
went
Frost
there.
now has more first-round picks than Nebraska in the last 15 years.
Also, speaking of that, as we're talking that, do we take anything away from when you talk about coaches getting first-round picks? You look at the 26th pick. and you go, wait a minute, why are we talking about
26
Keelan
and
Rutledge?
27.
You know, at 26, sorry, in 27. Why are we going to talk about Keelan Rutledge and Chris Johnson? It's because their coaches are now currently at Nebraska. Jeep Wade gets an O lineman out of Georgia Tech for the Texans. And then I'm drawing a blank.
Johnson, SDSU.
Yes.
Defensive back.
Defensive back goes to the Dolphins at 27. There's some stock to be had in when you're talking about whether it be coordinators or assistant coaches at universities, and if they can develop talent to get drafted in the first round, because the cold streak still continues for Nebraska in those slots.
Yeah. But you look at Keelan Rutledge, film-wise, exceptional. It speaks to Jeep Wade, his development. Guy's got a little bit of nasty to him, super solid. Only question mark with him, he was in a car crash a couple of years ago and like almost lost half of his foot. Instead, like he's been playing through some pain in that foot, so you'll see what longevity they has. But like from a pick-wise point of view, like you got to tip your cap to Jeep Wade developing that dude. He's awesome. Chris Johnson, one of those like super instinctive defensive backs, which I mean, good coaching brings that out of players. Whenever you can be, he plays super reactionary with his eyes, trusts his instincts. Two exciting picks. Also, don't want to skip past at 25. Another pick that I love, Dylan Tiedemann out of Oregon to the Bears. The Bears have now revamped that back end of their secondary with their safety spots. This is a spot where I think a high-level safety kind of fits a little bit better than Downs at 11. Love Downs, don't get me wrong. Like, not many teams want to pick a safety that high. Downs is a special type of player. 25, safety to the Bears. If you are in the NFC North,
You're on notice right now with the Bears.
Yeah, especially with what I mean, they're fortifying that back end in a division that's got Jordan Love, a division that's got Jared Goff. Yeah, this is a pick that is made knowing exactly what's in your division. So love that pick for the Bears. Didn't want to get past
as
that
you
one.
talk about that, just some notable notes as there were 10 Big Ten players taken the first round. It is the first time since 2015 that the SEC does not lead that group in the first round.
Can I ask one more question to you guys? Is this segment 2 for the hour here?
This is segment 2.
Okay. I'm just making sure time-wise that we're not going crazy.
Clock, man. We're on point today.
What do you guys think of what the Chiefs did last night? I mentioned the fact that I think they got sniped whenever they took Delane in the top 10. Not to say Delane's a bad player. The Chiefs, another case of a team that has to look at their division and see what's in it. And you see Justin Herbert, you see Fernando Mendoza, and you see Bo Nix, and you say, okay, we need to make sure our defense can keep us in games. You got the stickiest cover corner in the league, or in the draft class this year with Delane. You probably would have preferred Reese. Go get yourself a pass rusher to get after those quarterbacks, but you still have who's the cat out of Purdue? They have Karlaftis.
Yes,
they have Karlaftis who does well, and then not to mention the fact aging Chris Jones didn't play as well last year as you expect. You go and get Peter Woods, a physical, big body defensive tackle, Chris Jones replacement. I like what they do fortifying the defense. A lot of people say go get Patrick Mahomes some weapons, but
no, I think
the easiest way to give Patrick Mahomes a chance is to give him a defense that keeps him in every game.
I'm just going to say I agree with that. I think they fulfilled the needs they need to fulfill as aging stars are making their way through it. And Mahomes is a guy that you give him time, he makes everybody better on the field. You've seen it through the time and time again on offense with that. He's never had the most dynamic weapons. You don't need to go do that for him and put a star, but I think they fulfilled the needs. These don't jump off on the paper and go, man, that was an A+ draft for the Chiefs. But there is a year or two away from development for a few of these guys that are going to make it to the field as those stars move on.
It's a team that's playing the salary cap game.
Yeah. Well, and they have done that great for a long time. And also you look at that is a division that you can start looking at that division, not with just the Chiefs, but the other parts around it that have drastically improved themselves over the few years. I don't think you can look at that division anymore and go, there's a clear-cut Chiefs division anymore.
No, clearly not. But this is the Chiefs. This game they're going to have to play because you're paying Mahomes all that money. You're paying Kenneth Walker a whole bunch of money. You probably couldn't afford McDuffie and Jalen Watson. So what do? You go draft Delane out of LSU.
Mm-hmm.
It's the game that they have to play, and it's the game that gives them a chance moving forward to be able to play within the salary cap restriction. So don't love it from the Chiefs. As a Broncos fan, I would have been a lot more terrified if they got Arvell Reese, but they made 2 solid picks here of guys that I think are going to be fine players for me and help them continue to be championship contenders.
I think trading up for Delane is something that it wasn't that surprising to me because the Chiefs had done it before, trading up for a cornerback, a guy that they believe in, if it fits their system. It's kind of like when we talk about Nebraska basketball in the transfer portal. You're not going out like Delane's obviously very talented, but it's more so about the fit of the team. The defense with Spagnuolo, he's gonna fit like a glove in that system.
And the Chiefs have shown themselves to be, from a scouting point of view, probably the best evaluators of defensive backs in the NFL.
Yes.
It's been few and far between the times whenever they've evaluated and taken a cornerback at any point in the draft that hasn't panned out for them.
I think Justin, by the way, good morning, Just. Good morning, Shane. Justin nailed it. The Cardinals have shown their hand in clearly moving to a Wildcat offense.
This is given a piece for whichever quarterback it's going to be next year that they go a draft in the top 5, because the Cardinals are going to be in the top 5 again.
I don't think that the Cardinals will be so bad it'll look like tanking, but it's not.
But you look at, I mean, the quarterback candidates for next year. You got Arch Manning. Who's out of Oregon? Why am I Moore? Moore.
Yep.
There's a chance there. We'll see what other quarterbacks come to the forefront because things always seem to change. But whichever quarterback the Cardinals end up drafting next year in a great quarterback draft class, maybe he'll have some pieces.
Any as we look and we'll wrap this up a little bit. Anything you're looking forward to or storylines for day 2?
Emmett Johnson.
There you go.
It says the second running back off the board will give some teams a little bit of extra added urgency with running backs. Emmett Johnson's in the second tier, well, third tier, really, because Jeremiah Love was in a tier of his own. And then it felt like across the league as this process went on, Jadarian Price was the 2A. And then the 2B was the dude out of Arkansas. I can't remember his name. It was like dude out of Arkansas. You had the pair from Penn State with Katron Allen and Singleton and Emmett Johnson were all the 2B category. And I think depending on what style of offense you run determines which guy you probably have near the top of that list. But I think Price going off the board might add a little bit of extra urgency and a little extra intrigue to the running back spot here on day 2. Teams I have circled that might be running back needy. The Bengals, they have one at the top of the 3rd round. The Saints, midway through the 2nd round, as they continue fortifying their offense. Vikings, potentially. I know they have Aaron Jones, but not much behind him. The Jags. I'll throw the Jags in there as well because they lost Travis Etienne. Remember, he corrected us all in the pronunciation of the game, not Etienne. Travis Etienne. He left and went off to the Saints. So leaves Jaguars low running back needy.
There's a lot of guys out here that are steals as well. A lot of game wreckers. You look down the list, a guy like Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech, he'll come off the board today. Zachariah Branch out of Georgia. I think he's a perfect twitchy sort of guy in the NFL. There's looking at this list, there's just so many guys.
Eli Stowers, Stowers out of Vandy. Second best tight end on the board behind Sadiq, who Sadiq's barely a tight end. I'm going to be curious to see what teams are tight end needy and where he goes, because I really like him, though he is clearly not a day 1 guy, but I like what he brings to the field.
I think these are the 2 rounds as you look at it. These are where the championship teams are made, and I think these are where the championship front offices are made with the next 2 rounds and rounds 2 and 3. So, and we'll be reacting and tracking as we move throughout this week, this week and next week as well. So let's take a break. As we go to break, the 9 o'clock keyword is long, Long. Text that word to 402-258-2800, long, LONG, for a chance to win $1,000 from Liberty First Credit Union. Hey, when we come back, it's not this day in sports. There's too much other stuff going on. Let's jump a little NBA, a little NHL. It continued to provide as it always does. We'll talk about that a whole lot more when we return.
We'll get into this next segment. Nuggets will bounce back and win the next game by 10.
Yeah.
That's how they do
it's a bet. The market is there.
Once I saw the first quarter went, you even texted me last night, who shut off the Nuggets game? And I went, when it was 21-9, I shut it off. I've seen this story before.
You already knew. You knew.
If the Nuggets get punched in the mouth in the first quarter in the playoffs, they roll over.
What is that? No way. I can't. What?
I don't know where I was even
going. He's so hopped up. He has no idea. I got to tell you, what? When I say this, tough night for the home plate umpire at our game last night, not because of what he did, it's because of the play on the field.
Rough. A lot of
Well,
walks.
Well, yeah. But just being beat up. So second inning or so, do you wear like you just have like the hat and the mask? Or
Yeah.
you have
No, I don't need the shell.
I don't know if he like turned his head, took a foul ball like off this side.
Oh
Wow. And he just went down
Yeah,
a little
never-
bit. I'm like, man, he was a younger guy.
Yeah.
And then we had I'm laughing about it because I'm like still dumbfounded by the play. 2 outs. We're in the field. 2 outs. Like a slow chopper back to the plate, back to the pitcher. Our pitcher like lost his mind and like chucked it home, trying to get it out. And when he did it, whap, off the umpire's right arm.
Oh,
He can hear him not say it, but like, I'm like, bro, you having a tough night.
Toughen
man."
up, Buttercup.
And then like the wind was blowing, and then the fence fell down out in like left field. Like God bless him, he put his mask down and started running out there to put it up.
Good for him.
He's
Yeah.
had a tough night.
I did learn the hard way as well with keep your face forward at all times behind
Yeah.
the home plate. Learned that one the hard way. Took a foul tip off the top of the head one time.
Yeah.
That hurt. But I've also come to learn after doing umpiring long enough, every pitch, expect that you're going to get hit. Once it's no longer a surprise, once every time the pitch comes in, you're expecting to get hit, it stops hurting as bad.
Mhm.
That's a little tip and tidbit for you.
Yeah.
And start appreciating the bruise.
So just that tough night in that sense.
I've been decent this year, though. I did for the first time in a long time take one off the cup this year. The first time this cup has ever taken one. Which means like it's been a decent year for me, but once that happens, I'm like, okay, I think that's at least worth like 3 off the arm or off the
I got
chest
the
or whatever.
initial.
Actually, I've taken a ton of foul tips off the mask, but that's my favorite take.
And then having
Off the
to-
mask, best place to take a foul ball. I'm most protected right there.
and then having to navigate the balk.
Oh.
When it's in play.
You
Welcome back in the morning hookup. A few moments left in a fast moving Husker Homer Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Going to be a beautiful day outside. Told my kids got the day off school. My other kids got an early day out. I just wanted to tell him he's number one because he's teeing off at 10. I'm jealous. I don't recommend being jealous of your kids, but I am right now at 10:20. He's teeing off with his
well, I'm kind of jealous of you guys because I brought you something back from opposite. And from Boston,
Look at this
making an audible.
Okay. Yes. What? You brought in food too. What is this? Can we do this?
Oh no. Oh no.
Doesn't take.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh
No.
Do you get barbecue sauce or just hot?
Mine's wing sauce, buffalo style. Oh my!
So it's up in the
Look.
screen here.
So we stopped at this place in the Quincy Market called Pepper Palace, and
Oh my god!
they had all these types of different hot sauces, barbecue sauces, wing sauces. And Elijah, that's why I called you. I was literally in the store because
I get a call from my. I never told you about this. I didn't want to.
This is wait a minute. I'm reading this whole thing. This is gonna be. I might audible my dinner tonight. This is Pepper Palace Wing Master buffalo style. It's garlic parmesan buffalo style.
yeah, I tried it. It's very good. That's why I'm jealous of you guys because I tried both of these and they are incredible. They had blueberry barbecue sauce, blackberry barbecue sauce, peach barbecue sauce, and I remembered you were saying about your barbecue ribs. So I was like, okay, he would love
What kind is?
It's apple cinnamon barbecue sauce.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it is. It is.
Sign me.
you're the man.
It is so good. It's so good.
You'll never. I literally just ran out of that peach barbecue sauce last night. I've been throwing it on my chicken and rice recently to give it a little more flavor, and I ran out last night. I was like, "Do I make more barbecue sauce? What do I do?" This timing is perfect.
Heckle. Thank you. It's way too nice.
Now you set the standard. Next time I go on a trip, I gotta bring that gift.
Speaking of Audible, we're going to Audible as well. I know I went in and came back with my NBA in it. So we're going to push that to hour number 2
Thank you.
because we don't have a lot of time left in the first hour. But hey, thoughts as you thought, like we've been talking Nebraska basketball a lot. And you get work. Like you text me yesterday because I love Robin Wash. It puts out the Fred phone tweet
Mm-hmm.
when there's something pending, and you're like, there's an imminent announcement coming, and then you get word yesterday that we landed another addition. San Diego State guard Taj. I'm not going to get to that. DeGorville. I was pretty close, not bad. Out of San Diego State, 6'5", 211, sophomore out of Las Vegas.
Here's your comp, and it's not perfect. Emmanuel Bandamel. That's my best comp I have in terms of a player that's been in the program. DeGorville's slightly different, but in terms of how I think he'll be utilized, he'll be Bandamel-esque, which is not a guy that's on the floor. He's knocked down the three at a fine rate in his career. Not the 3-point threat that you're looking for, but I think he generates like a steal a game and just under a block a game. Good ball pressure guard.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He'll be able to play combo. He'll be able to handle the ball. You can play him off ball. Decent assist numbers given his time, but he's not a shoot first guy. He's a defense and facilitate the offense type of guard, which again, that's Emmanuel Bandamel.
Yep. They showed him clips, by the way, as I was talking to someone. They showed him clips of two former players of Coach Fred Hoiberg, Bryce Williams and DeAndre Kane, Nebraska, Iowa State. Those are the most shown players as he was in town.
Just the build and athletic ability of him though just jumps off when you look at his film from last year. 6'5", really athletic guard, makes for a piece you didn't really have last year.
Yeah, I think he immediately steps in as Nebraska's most athletic guard.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. No doubt.
And how I'm looking, he's at San Diego State. If you're at San Diego State,
you play
defense.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about what that brings in. Hey, anything he brings on the offensive end is a plus. But if you even have a lockdown, hey, you got a guard that's going off against you, sub DeGorville in, hey, go face guard that guy.
He's going to shut him down.
He's going to shut him down. But good addition for Nebraska now with 2 spots left. One would assume now that there's the pending 5 for 5. How do they handle that? As we are nearing some announcement days today as well, because today at 11:59 is your from the portal perspective, it's your chance to enter into the NBA or remove yourself coming up here in May. So tracking that. Hey, another big day well in Husker Nation around. Today is the pending vote of the Big Red rebuild that we'll be watching and tracking as we move forward on a possible South Stadium and other parts of Memorial Stadium rebuild.
Feels like a formality, this vote?
Yes. This is the straw poll. You're not marching this to the Regents and wasting time.
No. If you're announcing a $600 million publicly.
Yeah, you're putting an article out or information out, a press release out that we're going to have this to vote. You've already got the people on your side. Yeah. Because I'd hate to believe that you're marching in there and it doesn't go your way. What that looks like from the relationship between the Regents and the athletic program would be an interesting one. But this will be today at some point on a Friday. So there'll be, again, it'll be just like when it's all said and done, you'll see the white smoke coming out of the chimney, okay?
Coming out of South Stadium.
Troy Dannon will be on top. And he
Steam from the troughs.
And he won't be on a heater, okay? So that's today as well.
I need the Regents to debate whether or not troughs will be included with this rebuild. I need to see the Regents discuss the importance of troughs.
Justin asked that too. Do we know if the troughs Memorial Stadium are going to be to get a new spit shine?
That'd be just replace them. That'd be a rough job to have. Shining up the troughs at Memorial Stadium. Keep my hands out of there. There's one thing that goes in
job.
there.
Just rebuild them. Get them out.
Don't get them out. But replace.
Do something different.
No urinals. Keep the urinals out of South Stadium.
I agree.
Urinals are inefficient. You ever been to a stadium that's all urinals?
Yes, it's awful.
Do you know how long the bathroom lines are?
Awful.
Terrible.
Awful. Just put new ones in. Make them red or something.
Or just give. Have you seen those the walls where it's not even a trough? It's just like a slightly angled wall with water that runs down, and that is utmost urinating efficiency.
As much money as we're spending, upgrade.
Just whip it out and stream right on the wall.
Coming up,
Top
the
tier.
Almanac, Jeff Moats. We'll talk NBA, NHL. Probably go back to Husker baseball. Sit back, relax. We'll be right back.
of mind. Our compassionate caregivers provide personalized assistance, meaningful engagement, and a safe, comforting community your loved one can truly call home. Let us walk this journey with you. Visit BaileyPointVandorn.com to learn more.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage, it just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange Juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Calling all Nebraska conservatives, you're going to want to pay attention to this. Our elections are under attack. And to have a free country, we must have secure elections. In the race for Secretary of State, there's one candidate who does more than just talk. He gets things done. Bob Evnen. Spell it E-V-N-E-N. On voter ID, Bob Evnen wrote the bill. You got it done. Because if you need an ID to board a plane, you ought to need one to vote. E-V-N-E-N. On keeping foreign billionaires out of our elections, Bob Evnen brought the bill to shut them down. E-V-N-E-N. Bob Evnen worked with President Trump to make sure illegal aliens will never vote in Nebraska elections. The only candidate endorsed by Nebraska Right to Life and an A rating from the NRA. For Secretary of State, there's only one choice. Re-elect Bob Evnen. E-V-N-E-N. Evnen, our Republican Secretary of State. Paid for by Bob Evnen for Nebraska.
When you choose new flooring, you don't want to wait for weeks or months to enjoy it. You want it installed right away. Hi, Steve Carper from O Street Carpet. We hear stories every day about long waits and installation charges way higher than necessary. When you choose O Street Carpet, we'll measure free, install right away, and at a much better price. Stop in, shop now. Proud to be Lincoln's choice for nearly 50 years.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street and ostreetcarpet.com.
You know that feeling? Like every door is closing and you just can't see a way out? Being unemployed, underemployed, or just out of school feels a lot like that. But when you find the right tools, suddenly everything just clicks. Getting on that path may be easier than you think. A good place to start? Go to findsomethingnew.org. At findsomethingnew.org, you have access to resources that help develop new skills. Skills that will position you for careers in today's growing industries, from healthcare and manufacturing to cybersecurity and alternative energy. Plus, you can take advantage of online courses, certification programs, apprenticeships, and more. So you can take yourself from unemployed and uncertain to empowered and prepared for what's next. Find your path to a new career today. Visit findsomethingnew.org. A message from the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the whoops. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln.
From ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The Senate pressured the Justice Department to drop its criminal probe into Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and cost overruns at the Federal Reserve's headquarters. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more from Washington.
D.C.'s U.S. attorney confirms it in a social media post, saying she's now asking that cost overruns of the Fed's ongoing renovation be investigated by the agency's inspector general. It's a reversal for Jeanine Pirro, who just 2 days ago told reporters,
I'm going forward.
On Wednesday, Pirro vowed she'd appeal a judge's order that quashed subpoenas and called her probe a fishing expedition. This latest move is likely to clear the way for Senate confirmation of Kevin Warsh to succeed Powell when his term as Fed chair runs out next month.
Republican Senator Tom Tillis had pledged to block Warsh's nomination unless the DOJ probe came to an end. New hope for talks between the U.S. and Iran this weekend. Iran's foreign minister is heading to Pakistan, says ABC's Marcus Moore in Islamabad.
Talks on a potential ceasefire, a potential peace deal in Iran could be revived this weekend. In fact, a source tells ABC News that there are strong indications that there could be talks on some level to resume this weekend here in Islamabad. And to that end, the security perimeter has been increased in preparation for a possible meeting.
Today, President Trump extended a waiver of a law that restricts shipping from non-U.S. vessels to U.S. ports as part of a bid to ease oil and gas prices. About 40 homes were damaged in Enid, Oklahoma in a powerful tornado. Reporter Kylie Thomas from affiliate KOCO is there.
We have metal, we have wood piled up, we have active water pipe bursts, we had crews out here fixing the gas lines. So this gives you an idea of just how fresh this scene is for our community here in Enid. And
There were no serious injuries. Nick Ryer, in his first public statement since his parents were murdered in December, writes it's been a living nightmare. You're listening to ABC News.
What are you doing every day to support your liver? If you enjoy sweets, fast food, alcohol, or take any medications, that's a vital question to ask. Hi, I'm Sherry Torkas, pharmacist and health author. For over 30 years, I've helped people make informed decisions about their health, especially concerning prevention and long-term wellness. Supporting your liver isn't just a wellness trend, it's a daily essential. That's why I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic. It's made with plant-based ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and globe artichoke, herbs clinically studied for their protective and restorative effects on the liver. Active Liver blends traditional herbal wisdom with modern scientific research. Not all supplements are created equal. I trust Active Liver because it's backed by science, meets strict quality standards, and delivers true daily liver support.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local gym.
Improving and making upgrades to Memorial Stadium. Good morning, I'm Jeff Modes. We're at 56 degrees at KFOR. Fixing up Memorial Stadium as part of the Big Red Rebuild Project. That's before the University of Nebraska Board of Regents this morning at Varner Hall. The project includes improving fan experience, enhancing ADA accessibility, addressing deferred maintenance to the stadium, seating 18,000 fans after full completion in time for the 2028 football season. The plan includes an additional 20,000 new chairback seats to elevate comfort and 7,000 seats dedicated to Nebraska students and band members. You can read more about this up at KFORnow.com. At this coming Monday's Lincoln City Council meeting, Councilmember James Michael Bowers is planning to introduce an ordinance that will maintain the minimum wage standard approved by Nebraska voters in 2022. There were 67% of local voters supporting Initiative 433 that established a path to a $15 minimum wage in Nebraska by this year with the annual cost of living adjustments. However, earlier this year, Bowers said the Nebraska legislature diminished that voter-approved standard. State legislation created carve-outs allowing lower wages for younger workers and capped the voter-approved inflation adjustment at 1.75%. That ordinance introduced by Bowers will maintain the original minimum wage standard without exceptions. The full story of this is up at KFORnow.com. Ben Sasse, the former Nebraska Republican U.S. Senator that was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, will be featured in a nationally televised interview this weekend. Sasse explains in a 60 Minutes interview that will air this Sunday night that Providence, Prayer, and a miracle drug have given him extended time.
I have pancreatic origin cancer that is metastasized a number of places. So I've got lung, vascular, liver, other. Liver's pretty far along. You have 5 cancers? Yes, sir.
The full interview with Ben Sasse from Scott Pelley will air on 60 Minutes this Sunday night at 6 on CBS and 10/11. This afternoon, it will be sunny with a high of 71. I'm Jeff Motes, KFOR News.
Your chance at winning $1,000 is happening right now at Lincoln's KFOR. Just enter this winning word by texting it to 402-258-2800, and you could be our next 1K a day winner. Here is this hour's winning word.
Warm. That's warm. W-A-R-M. Warm.
Now, text that word to 402-258-2800 for your chance at $1,000 from Lincoln's KFOR.
Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back into the morning hookup, hour number 2. When we tried our wing sauces and our barbecue sauce in the break, go onto the website probably to get more.
I'm planning the recipes.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't losing no recipes over here. I'm planning the recipes. I'm thinking of at some point this summer, once I'm off the chicken, rice, and broccoli diet.
Yeah, you gotta go.
No, I don't.
When is it in?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling better than I have in a long time.
Is sauce okay for things?
Sauce is like the only place I can have any added sugar. Everything else is I'm a zero added sugar guy right now, which not too bad. I mean,
it must have been. It must have worked.
White Monster,
no
0 grams added sugar.
Grams. None. I got you.
Yeah. No, but I feel great. Like I'm feeling like I got energy. The one if I don't get enough sleep, like last night, whenever I stayed up watching my Nuggets and my Avs, sometimes my energy is more dead than it usually would otherwise be whenever I get like 5 hours of sleep, which I think we all know as folks in radio, maybe less on the YZ side of things because 9 a.m. is not a bad start time.
Well, you could have went to bed earlier after the first quarter.
You learn to adapt as someone in radio running on little to no sleep. It's a skill. And I felt less able to adapt to that since I've been on the diet, but I feel great getting all my steps in. My meals are all planned out. Don't have to worry about food today. It's all planned out.
Is it just chicken, rice, and broccoli, or you got to expand it a little bit?
That's dinner. And I go every week. I go a different flavor profile. So this past week I went with the barbecue. This upcoming week I'm going Hispanic flair. I made up a little seasoning mix for was it pollo con carne? No, what is it?
He's like, I don't know what you're even saying.
Not sure what he's going for. We'll figure it out.
Pollo
meal planning with Elijah Herbal.
Pollo asado. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing pollo asado.
Grilled chicken.
But I found like a Mexican seasoning for it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I got it seasoned. It's marinating up.
That is so good.
Grilled chicken.
So grilled chicken.
No, but like pollo asado, it's like an actual Hispanic recipe. It's a dish.
Right.
It's called grilled chicken, but they have a Hispanic way of doing it.
The seasoning for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I kind of whipped up the seasoning mix for it, and it's marinating now. So I'm going Mexican flair this week. And then lunchtimes where there's no variation whatsoever. I have a veggie mix that I do with sweet potato, russet potato, onion, and bell pepper. Roast that all up, and then I make a little hash with a couple of eggs. So I do that plus a protein shake for lunch. No breakfast. We're doing the intermittent fasting portion of things, so
nice.
Nothing before noon. I'll eat up lunch about 1:32, and then I'll do the chicken, rice, and broccoli come 7:30. Every day.
He's consistent.
Consistent.
Once you get it settled into the rhythm of things,
Yeah.
and you got everything all prepped out, it makes it easy. And I don't have to worry about dinner tonight. I already got it all prepped up. I'm just going to
go in there and pop it in
the microwave.
Wow.
Add some sauce, whatever it may be.
Fascinating.
This week I got a salsa verde. Going to be mixing it all up. The broccoli might not fit in with that great, but we'll deal with that.
Locked in right there.
Down 25 pounds.
Ooh, are you really? Congrats. It can be done.
Nice.
50 more to go. Just
kidding. What can also be done?
I'm coming for 100 pounds. I'm going to be 6'3", 100 pounds.
6'3", 100. What can also be done is NBA playoffs continued last night. Hawks, man, they go out and get one late in that one, 109-108 to take a 2-1 lead on that one. You look these games went all opposite of what I thought they might have gone last night. Watching them, the Raptors, big fourth quarter in this one. They won it 43-23 to win 126-104. And that one, they get back to they get their first game there. But again, the series everybody's watching a lot is that Nuggets T-Wolves series. T-Wolves rebound, get 113-96. First quarter told you a lot in this one. The Nuggets scored 11 points.
Yeah, I've seen this story before as a Nuggets fan. It happened last year against the Thunder 2 separate times. When the Nuggets in a playoff series get punched in the mouth and things aren't going their way. They were getting open looks in the first quarter. They just weren't knocking them down. Things weren't going their way. They rolled over. That's what they do, which is not a quality of a championship team, which gives me some pause moving forward. I was hoping that with the new head coach, David Adelman, that this would not be a problem, but
the players are still the same parts.
That team, especially without Aaron Gordon, who is a life kind of guy, he breathes some life into the team. They got punched in the mouth. They didn't have a response ready. They get blown out. It's on to game 3. It should be noted, whenever the Nuggets are in the Jokic era, whenever there is a 1-1 series, as it was going into last night, the Nuggets win that series. I've won that series 6 out of 8 times that's happened. So I'm still not down and out on my Nuggets, but I saw the first quarter last night, and at the end of the first quarter, I flipped it over to the Avs because I knew exactly how that game was going to go last night.
We're going to get there today, by the way. Your Celtics will get back at it after dropping the last one. That's 1-1 Celtics and Philadelphia. They'll get going as well. No, then the Rockets. Lakers get you the 7 o'clock start, and they try to go get one game, as now Austin Reeves has been upgraded and could possibly see some action coming up. And then the nightcap, Spurs, Trailblazers. Spurs, big question will be, and I've not read or heard, is where Wemby will be. Will he be available going through concussion protocol as they head to Portland? There's also been a story put out there that it's possible, but it's one of those, wouldn't be surprised, don't get too excited. Dame Lillard return after an Achilles tear. What that would do, or what that would look like for the Portland side.
Probably not much,
but it's a name.
Yeah. There is also another NBA note here to make light of, and I'm not reading too far into single games in this early in the NBA playoffs. A lot of games left to be played. But we talked yesterday about the Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
And Devin Booker, that technical foul that got assessed where he was just trying to save a ball from going out of bounds, gets a technical foul out of nowhere. He has been fined. This was a late night drop from the NBA last night. $35,000 for public criticism of officiating in that game related to that technical foul. They would go on to add in that press release, the NBA also determined that the technical foul that he complained about at 2:05 in the third quarter was improperly assessed and therefore has been rescinded. So the NBA went, we were wrong, you were right, but we're still fining you.
Yeah, because then I believe he out by name.
Yeah.
Called referee by name. Also,
which on one hand, should he be doing that? No. On the other hand, he was right.
Yes. All day long.
It's harsh. $35,000 in the grand scheme of things, not a huge fine from an NBA point of view, but it's also like, I don't know, doesn't rub me right the fact that he was right. It wasn't a technical foul. He was right to complain, but because he complained,
we got you.
Fine.
One other note in the NBA, Oklahoma City Thunder guard probably won't be a big deal in this series. Jalen Williams will miss at least 1 week with a grade 1 left hamstring. Something just to monitor, as he's had issues with that going forward. We'll see how that plays out as you go through the week.
I would, if I were the Thunder, hold him out for longer than 1 week.
It's probably not necessary right now anyway. If they're going to go out and what it looks like they'll sweep that series, have some additional time off, will be helpful to them.
Yeah, it's been nagging for him all season long, the injuries. I would play it safe. The Thunder should roll through the rest of this series, maybe even keep him out for a few games of that upcoming series, likely against the Lakers, based on how that series is going. I'd even hold him out for a couple games of that series. Better safe than sorry. It's more important to have that guy for the NBA Finals than it is for the first or second round of the Western Conference playoffs.
Also last night, I guess, for the first time, hockey still is rolling right along in the first round of the playoffs. We don't get an overtime game last night, but we do get some series takeovers in these as you look at them. Sabres last night put up 3 goals. They go to Boston, get Boston. Boston having a little struggle. The city of Boston in sports not getting along right now. Just a deep breath.
Red Sox, Vrabel, and Bruins.
What is happening?
Hey, Celtics, though, maybe?
Celtics.
I don't even want to talk about
it. Carolina goes out. They get it done last night, 2-1. And that one, they take a commanding 3-0 lead. That's going to be
all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. And the Avs last night, they'll go out and get 2 goals in the third to separate themselves 4-2 and take a commanding 3-0 lead.
A game that was not as close as the final score would indicate. 4 minutes left. Avs take a bad penalty. The Kings pull the goalie. They get a second goal across the board on a 6-on-4 situation. And then the Kings had really nice puck possession late in the game, about 2 minutes left. The Kings don't pull the goalie. until the Avs make a line change. They had a dog-tired line out there. And the Avs make a line change. Kings try to get it into the zone. That's whenever they pull the goalie. The Avs then, as the Kings are getting into the offensive end, turn it over. Here come the Avs the other way to put it away. It was poor execution by the Kings. That's why they lose that game. They had some momentum rolling, and then they pulled the goalie at the wrong time. And that, again, I said all she wrote for the Ottawa Senators. That's all she wrote for the Kings as well.
Today's games, or tonight's games, will be all about who takes the lead in the series, as you get Lightning Canadiens north of the border tonight at 6 o'clock, all tied at 1. Golden Knights against the Mammoth. They're 1-1. They'll be in Salt Lake in that one. And then the Oilers and Ducks tonight, all tied up at 1. One of these teams will take, I'd call it command, but a 2-1 lead after tonight. Sports is given to us, folks. So, all right, 10 o'clock keyword warm, W-A-R-M, warm. It's warm outside. Text that word to 402-258-2800. Let's take a break. We come back. It's that time. It's the Almanac, Jeff Moats.
I just got a new partner for my baseball games tomorrow, and it's the man who taught me how to umpire.
Nuh-uh.
How fun. I haven't worked with him in 2 years, probably.
I didn't realize this.
Where are you at tomorrow?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Yeah, he's not allowed to announce. We will be in Waverly. That's where we'll be.
We got a good one tomorrow at Sandhills. You know
I'm not there.
Wow Factor?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
playing them.
Playing their regional team tomorrow.
This will help you out. I am at on a potentially rainy Saturday in Lincoln, a natural grass high school field in Lincoln.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. I thought they took the rain off for them. I thought it looked like maybe it's Nebraska. They're calling for the next potential severe stuff could be Sunday.
There's still some potential rain in the forecast for tomorrow. It looks like 30 to 40%, both in the morning and in the late afternoon. But if I pull up the hourly here.
Yeah, hourly on this. I'm on the weather channel for now.
It gets up to, I guess the morning is even since this morning.
25% at 5.
I'm seeing 35% by 9. So
tomorrow?
Yeah, less of a chance of rain than there had been.
Yep. Well, I think that will please not only the sports people of the world, it will also please the concert goers tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm. Assuming it holds off.
Yeah. Well, I think the big thing there is if it does rain, it makes it for a scene, but it's keeping the severe stuff out of the way.
Jack Mack from Barstool tweeted, they should let Rossini break the A.J. Brown trade to the Patriots. One last ride.
My goodness.
This tweet that say, reports, Diana Rossini may have been cheating on Mike Vrabel with her husband.
This is absolutely amazing.
Well, it's not, but.
No, it's not amazing. It's just the amount of things that can happen quickly with like the AI fake takes, fun takes are amazing how quickly it happens. Yeah. Like the whole Jerry Springer thing, that's incredible.
We
can't get Moats settled. What? We can't.
I know
Five-time champ.
You want this chair?
Oh, we got chairs.
Well, fellas, now that Mozi's here.
Not in the mood.
Welcome back to the morning hookup. Happy Husker Homer Friday. Thanks for hanging out with us on a beautiful Friday. One Elijah Herbal is exiting. But we do have the Almanac Jeff Moats jumping in with us, talking some prep baseball. We're going to have a little fun today with it. We're going to talk about teams, where their standings are, games, but we're also diving into some electric stats that are amongst this city right now with pitching and hitting. But it's Mochi. What's up, Mochi?
I apologize. We had a long briefing today, and traffic, of course, and with the construction.
Oh, you've been hit by it now.
It took me 20 minutes.
You've been hit by it now. You've been hit by the Cornhusker.
Well, and a lot of things were not clicking, so to speak, in terms of people moving.
You didn't give him the Elijah Herbal treatment?
Oh man,
Sure, my mic's yeah. So some illegal left turns going on.
No, it's just no. I went the detour way to get down to where we're at, because if you have not been over on this side of town and driven Cornhusker between 35th and Havelock and Superior,
Yeah, stay away. If you haven't been over here,
traffic's flowing. It's two lane road because they're doing work on the eastbound lanes, but there's no left turns. And that's, I understand that, because if you have left turns happening where they're not permitted during road work, that's going to create a major backup and more delays, and that's going to upset more people. But it's just, I think it's the weather. I think people are just, hey, it's Friday, la-di-da.
It's Friday driving. It's the windows are down, music played up.
well, just wait, because we have maybe now more construction coming here, with a bridge potentially coming over the railroad at 33rd Street. So as soon as they finish up Cornhusker and they open it back up, here comes bridge construction at 33rd.
Well, and that is necessary.
It is, but it's going to take 4 years.
Well, of course it is. Of course it is, because it's going to be elevated, and it's going to be a roundabout.
Hooksy, now live from the White Room, 5 days a week.
I will say, once 2031 rolls around and they have that in, it's going to be beautiful on this end of town.
Yeah.
Assuming that gets passed. But good Lord, we are 2 weeks into this, and I'm already in hell, and it might only get worse.
Well, the current road project in front of our building is going to happen through winter. And again, we're not complaining.
And then they're moving up.
Who's not?
And they're moving up from.
No,
we're not.
It's the people. It's some. I'm not saying everyone, but there's a lot of drivers out there that are not navigating the construction well.
It's not the construction or the constructors.
No,
it's a little bit the people who planned it, and a lot the people who are driving on it.
Yes. So, all right.
Anyway, I digress.
On that note, I am actually now out of here for the morning. I heard Cornhusker traffic construction complaints, and I sat
You're like, I got
sat
something
myself
to say.
right back down, because
I got something to say.
plenty of thoughts. But fellas, enjoy your weekend.
You too.
You too.
I almost said Mozi's line. I said
you can't take that.
Yeah.
Come up with you. We've got the Almanac Jeff Motes hanging out with us. Mozi, what's going on in the prep baseball world?
Well, we're getting
it's in status quo. We're getting real close.
We got one more full week left next week, and then districts will come out, and then we'll have state. And there's a big invite this weekend with Lincoln East hosting the Spartan Invite. That's, I think, starts this morning.
Ooh.
And so they're going to be occupying Den Hartog and Sherman Fields, and so East will be hosting that. And I right now, when you look at the city teams, obviously Lincoln East had a big win on Wednesday over Lincoln Southwest, winning 10-7 in that ball game. I saw Southwest on Monday over at Sherman. They played Bellevue West, and Bell West went up 1-0 on a solo home run, and then all of a sudden, Southwest exploded for 6 runs. I think that was in the 3rd inning, and then the 4th, Ian Drouse hit a home run that extended the run lead to 6 for Southwest, and they ended up winning in 6 innings, 11-1. And they put up a fight against Lincoln East on Wednesday afternoon over at Den Hartog. 2 of the top teams in Lincoln right now, among the top 5 in the state. I think some ratings have them at, East at 2 after getting beat by Westside a few weeks ago. East has only got 1 loss on the year. And then Southwest is number 4. So the difference, I think, when you look at a lot of these teams, there's a number of teams in Nebraska that have good hitting. And when you look at some of those numbers, the hitting, the batting averages, even the home runs are just astounding. I think Lincoln East as a whole if I remember correctly, they may lead the state in total home runs with 20, if not more.
Well, Mochi, you and I kind of talked about this a little this week as we were going to preview some of these stats, and you're at the home runs. Let's go to home runs when you look at, because you look at, I've asked you the question, what separates teams? And I think these stats will show you where an East is separated right now. Now, Kai Vanis at Pius, he's leading the way in the state. He has 7 home runs. But when you start digging into this, we talked about this. They had 20 home runs. You go down to, is it Dele?
Dele Odolade.
He has 4. Then you go down to Cade Anderson, 4. Braden Erickson, 4.
There's 12.
And then, there was one more. I'm missing it. We kept going. There was one more because he had 3. Oh, there, Bryson Rhodes, 3. That's 15 home runs in 4 guys.
And I think there's a few others that got 1 or 2, and that's about it. But when you have a team that's hitting at the high school level that is hitting a total of 20 home runs at least on the season, and their batting average is phenomenal. I mean, there's some guys that are batting in the 500s.
Well, the league leader, by the way, and this is out there, is Brody McIntyre.
Yeah.
Through 40 plate appearances, hitting .606.
That's incredible.
In 10 games played, hitting .606 right now.
Yeah.
You don't hear that number very often.
No. I mean, in all levels of baseball.
But there's a lot of young gentlemen out there. Paxton Bailey out at Lincoln Christian, 571. Austin Ramsey at Omaha South, 541. There's a lot of average above 500 right now.
Yeah, and it's amazing. And I don't know if it's just the skill set nowadays with the way kids are training and hitting either during the season or in the off season. It's tremendous, and it's great. But you start to see where the teams stack up when you look at numbers like that. Then you look at their pitching staff ERAs, which are tremendous.
I mean, Moach, they got Fisher Irons, right-handed pitcher out of Lincoln East, in 12 games, 24 2/3 innings.
Yeah.
He has no ERA. It's 0. You have Santiago
Aranaga,
left-handed pitcher. He's pitching 6 games, 20 innings. He has a 0.
Yeah.
And that's 44 innings of no run average.
Well, and Santino Aranaga, him and Grayson Bjorkman, they were the ones that kind of combined to get the shutout win over Grand Island last week to win the Heartland Athletic Conference tournament. That was a 1-0 win for East. When you see pitching staffs like that, you see the batting averages on the offensive end. You clearly see who the dominant teams are and who you think are going to be the teams that will be playing in the finals of the state tournament here in about, 3 weeks from now. So,
and I think it goes to all classes. No, it's not just class
right.
A. When you look at teams like Scott Catholic up there, Easton, Elam, and Bubba Day, both at 0.28, 0.29.
Yep.
Pitching wise, you go to Gross. There's a kid out there. It's a point. He's thrown 40 innings, by the way, and he has a 0.35 ERA.
That's incredible.
At 40, that's the most innings I believe pitched in for that group right now. And then you go to
there were a couple
West Side, right? Easton Shockey, I believe that's Shockey's kid. From Nebraska. He's a 12 innings. 0.57. I mean, these kids are
and there's a
amazing.
couple of guys from like Grand Island that are good throwers. Southwest has got some good pitchers. And again, that's what separates a lot of these teams versus teams that may not have, complete superb pitching staffs. Your best pitcher may have a 1.5 or 2 ERA. You may have guys that are 3 and 4s, which is usually average. And then you may have guys that are having ERAs in the 7s, 8s, or above, and that's difficult. And again, that kind of separates a lot of teams more than anything. But I also think too that the depth of pitching comes into play. If you've got a big pitching staff and you can utilize your 1-2 guys come state tournament or district tournament time. Utilize your 1-2 guys right away, get them rested up. And, if you keep winning and advancing, they're going to be ready for you come championship game time here in a few weeks. And I think that's a big difference right now for Lincoln East. West Side, you could say that about them, Millard North, among others up there with Southwest and a few others. Creighton Prep, they got good pitching, good depth up there too. You look at the B teams. Scud obviously is one. Gross, who got beat for the first time this week. They're another. So it's fun to watch how these teams that have got all these great pitching staffs, these great batters, the batting averages are through the roof, and you want them to meet up with each other in the postseason, and they start to beat each other up like a prize fight. So I think it's going to be fun to watch here in the next few weeks. We'll find out what districts are going to be, I believe, not next Wednesday, maybe next Friday. We'll find out what districts are going to look like because we now have this week, we got next week, and actually there's a couple of days in the first full week of May that the regular season games will wrap up. That's like a Monday, Tuesday, and then districts will start that following weekend and should be wrapped up by that Saturday. So that's what we're kind of looking at this point moving forward.
As you're looking at it now, and obviously we got games still to be played this week, next week, and a few, as you mentioned, early in May. Do you have a sense of where districts are kind of trying to fall in line to quite yet at A, B, C?
Right now, let me take a look here really quick at the latest point standings. And if you had to pick the district tournaments today in all classes, let me get my wild card points up here. But let's start out with Class A in particular. Easy bet right now that you're going to have West Side, East, Millard North, Southwest, Prep, and Millard South host district tournaments. And then everybody else is going to be on the road. Certainly things could change. When you look at Westview, you look at Grand Island, easily could interchange with Millard South in that last spot to host. And if you had to pick the state tournament today, your top 8 are right there with Westview, Grand Island, Millard South, Prep, Southwest, Millard North, East, and West Side. But I think that 6th spot where they could host a district tournament, that'll be a race between Millard South and Grand Island for sure. In Class B, this is
a tight race.
It is a tight race,
especially if you're looking.
Look at Platte Valley. You got them and Gross and Scott, Elkhorn North, Seward, and Ralston that are really looking like that they could be host teams for districts. And then Gretna East, and look at their Standing Bear, Lincoln Standing Bear in the top 8, and then York and Waverly round out the top 10. I think when you look at the records in Class B in particular, they're very impressive. I mean, the top 11 teams all have winning records. The worst losses, or in terms of number of losses so far in the season for a lot of these teams, is 7. And then, of course, the most wins right now is Gross with 18 on the season. Scott's right behind them at 17. And then it's Platte Valley and Elkhorn North that each have 15 wins going into the last few weeks of play. And then in Class C,
that's interesting.
Checking out that, I believe Malcolm is still at the top right there. Yes, they are. They're 12-4. Then you got Guardian Angels, West Point, Beamer, Lincoln Lutheran's up there, Central City Centura, Lincoln Christian, Mount Michael, Auburn, Adams Central, the top 8. And, again, you could have 3 Lincoln teams in Class C, Lincoln area teams in Class C, I should say, with Malcolm, Lincoln Lutheran, Lincoln Christian that could host district tournaments and all be in contention to be playing, for perhaps moving on to the state tournament.
It's so interesting. I was looking as you were doing Class C, looking at B still, how close the 1-2 spot is, and then really how close 6 through 11 are.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's really just a tight race for the final few spots. And this week or this weekend, all of next week, and then Monday and Tuesday the following week are very important games for a lot of these teams to win if they want to, get home field advantage in these district tournaments. And then after that, now you're playing for seeding at the state tournament and the chance for at least a couple of those teams to play for at-large bids or wild card spots. So, yeah, very tight race right now. And here in the next week and a half for sure, we're going to have a lot of baseball to watch for sure. And we'll see if any of these teams hedge out ahead of one another or stay that way, or the race starts to tighten up a little bit.
Moti, as far as Class A, obviously Lincoln East is your favorite. Is there any other local Lincoln area teams that you feel could make a push, or is it kind of East to lose?
Well, it right now it's East High's to lose. I mean, they're 20-1. Winning 20 of 21 games you played is incredible. I think it is. I think right now, if you had to pick the district tournament, I think one of your two wild cards would easily go to Lincoln East. Obviously, West Side would be up there too because they would be ahead. Southwest is in there, and then you look down further from there. There's a lot of separation. North Star 8-9, still under 500. Lincoln Southeast 6-12. Lincoln Northeast got, and the last time we talked was a week ago about Northeast. I think they only had 3 wins, maybe total. They're now 7-11. They're 4 games under 500. And I think Northeast is a team that's kind of picking up a little bit of late momentum here. Lincoln High, they're at a point where they're maybe out of contention right now. But I think there's a lot of separation right now between Southeast and Northeast toward the bottom end. If there's anybody that could be within reach and would need to have a good run here in the next couple of weeks, it would be North Star. And North Star is not a bad ball club. The last time I saw them, again, they were shut out in that no-hitter by Lincoln East. And, they were not on their game that day. But they're still a pretty good hitting team. They're a good pitching team, fielding team. But you're going up against a juggernaut in East High, and that's the program that has got the crown. At least for now, winning that state title a year ago. They're the defending champs, and everybody's going after them. And they have not lost any sort of momentum from what happened a year ago. Yep. They really are impressive. But at least right now, YZ, the closest one to be in consideration from Lincoln in Class A to maybe trying to make a late season run, maybe North Star at this point, but we'll see.
A lot of good baseball coming up, and we'll preview some of it coming up. You got something from Moats over there?
Really quick, fellas, want to shout that congratulations going out to Lincoln Southwest in soccer, boys soccer. Their 4th consecutive Heartland Athletic Conference tournament title, their 7th in school history.
It's a soccer juggernaut program.
Yeah, that's a very good program over at Southwest. So congratulations to them. They won the Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship. Want to also mention that there was a big track meet at the Beechner Complex yesterday that was in the middle of a weather delay with all the severe weather. But they ran the Harold Scott Invite over at Lincoln High. And one of the biggest performances was the 400-meter dash from Lincoln Southeast, Niles Metcalf. He finished in 47.11 seconds. 47.11 seconds. Now, that would be a school record at a lot of schools, even in town. And what an impressive performance by him. Lincoln North Star won the boys' team title in that. Lincoln Pius, the girls, won the girls' team title in that. So that's always one of the big in-season track meets. The Harold Scott Invite over at Lincoln High. I was in that 30 years ago in high school. That was always a big meet over there at Beechner. So congratulations to all those involved. Wanted to get that pointed out here really quick.
Well done.
Well, we were talking about that insane batting average earlier.
606.
Do you know who holds the season record for best batting average in Class A? There's a hint. We said this name earlier.
Oh, he's
earlier, like in this segment.
Yeah, he has a kid who's currently playing.
Oh,
Kurt Shockey?
Jason Shockey.
Or Jason Shockey.
Yeah. He batted .621 for an entire season at Ralston in 1999.
Wow. 641.
For those counting at home, that means he's reaching base 62.1% of the time.
Wow. That's incredible. He's almost like going, what is it? Almost batting, 2 for 3?
Yeah.
On average when he goes to play?
Yes.
Close to that?
That's insane.
That's unbelievable. Ralston, I've mentioned this before on the show. There was a period of time where Ralston baseball was really, really good. And you don't this year they're a good ball club. Another team that I think has a good shot in Class B. But Ralston, many years when it was just the Class A baseball, I mean, they won state titles in the late 80s. They won a couple in the 90s. That's a program that has always been very rich in tradition when it comes to baseball compared to other sports. When I was in high school, basketball was they were pretty good in basketball. Mitch Mosser was a great player up there for them in the early to mid 90s, and he went on to play at Nebraska Wesleyan. There was a kid named Dusty Dubs that played up there. That was another good ball player that went on to play at the next level. And, and things go in spurts. But, you're a suburban Class B metro school, and, you're trying to compete with the others in Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
And to see them getting back into the spotlight a little bit with baseball, that's nice to see. I mean, that's always been a respectable program, in my opinion.
Good stuff. Good. So, what's coming up, Moats, with Lincoln Prep Sports?
Well,
What games will you be covering?
We had the weekend off. We got a couple of games next week. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but we're winding things down with that, and then we'll get ready for districts. If not, we won't know what the districts are for probably another week, and once we do, we'll figure out what we're going to cover. Ryan Swanigan's the guy that's been leading the charge on that. I'm just following wherever he wants me to go. I turn him loose to handle all that. So, I will say this, last year and the year before, actually 2 years before that too, those seasons for me covering baseball, and I've been covering it in Lincoln now consistently. This is year 21, I think.
Wow.
I've been doing it 22, somewhere around there. And the last 3 to 4 years have been fun to watch these teams in town. Doesn't matter how good or bad they are. It's just the fundamentals, the strategies involved, and the development of these kids. You're seeing more kids going on to play at the next level, especially Division I. I remember seeing Will Jeske over Lincoln Southeast hitting the long ball.
Mm-hmm.
The Butenbach boys, they same thing. All great ball players, just great athletes, and I'm looking forward to postseason play to see how things progress for our area teams this year.
Awesome. A lot of baseball be played as we were running up on districts and then eventually state tournament time. And
and we'll talk more about that next week too.
That baseball, soccer, all coming to that.
I mean, but they're all going to fall in the same week.
Yes,
and because you'll have state baseball and state soccer going on, and then toward the end of state baseball, right about there is when state track meet gets going up in Omaha. And then you got state golf for the boys, and they're all done until fall camp starts for all fall sports.
Well, there you go. Lots coming up. Great stuff for these kids. And that was the Almanac, Jeff Moats. Moatsy, thank you.
Have a good sports weekend, fellas.
There was the Almanac, Jeff Moats. Let's take our final break of a Husker Homer Friday. Come back with stories we missed and a whole lot more.
Yeah, that was fun.
Good stuff. We fill your discourse for the construction too. We're all on your page. It does it to people.
Well, it's not the way I took back necessarily. It's just it must be the weather. I think people were people were just caught off guard by the severe weather yesterday, and they were maybe horrified. And then they look out, it's like, oh, it's Friday and it's beautiful.
Why, we got to go for a Sunday drive on a Friday.
Well, better do your Sunday driving today because I don't think it's going to look good on Sunday.
Yeah, it looks like this the next chance, right?
Yeah, there's going to be another wave of nasty weather on Sunday. It looks like Sunday afternoon. Maybe should be out by Sunday night. They've got an enhanced risk up in Kansas, and it's creeped into far south central Nebraska.
Yeah, maybe just stays away from here. We'll take the rain.
Well, we need the rain. We don't need the bad stuff with it.
I know. I'm with you.
Can Mother Nature reason us with us that way? I don't know if she could.
I got an idea of what she can do.
I'll leave that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll leave that to you to say on air if you need to.
I won't say it out loud.
All right. I'm
Thanks,
gonna
Moatsy.
I'm gonna take off. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Moatsy.
Got work to do.
Work to do.
Work.
Oh, it's just that's why. That one is a. Welcome back in the morning hookup. Thanks for hanging out with us. Special thanks there to the Almanac Jeff Moats. A lot of good stuff coming up. Got baseball district on the horizon, soccer, all that good stuff for the kids as they march towards that. And a lot coming up this weekend as well. Keyword still, by the way, warm, W-A-R-M, W-A-R-M, warm. Check that to 402-258. Using the sentence 2800. Origin food. Coming up. So, a lot of good stuff coming up. Let's rock into stories that we missed.
The stories we missed. The morning hookup.
Coming out of the golf world, man, we got a new Ryder Cup captain been announced. As long it was thought to be one Tiger Woods, but we all know the stuff that has happened in his life. Jim Furyk is going to lead the U.S. team in Ireland coming up in 2027.
Haven't heard that name in a while.
No, have not. A long time.
Well, the draft isn't even over yet, and there is already...
Is there drama?
No, there is already awards coming out for the people that have been drafted. And if you're looking to bet on the Rookie of the Year market...
Oh, whoa, it's already out?
Yeah, Jeremiah Love right now is your favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year behind Carnell Tate and then Fernando Mendoza. Defensive Rookie of the Year, your favorite is David Bailey.
Okay.
And then you got Arvil Reese and Sonny Styles coming in. But again, there are still tons of rookies to be drafted, obviously, that could be in contention for those awards. So feels a little premature to have those that market out already. But yeah, if that's if that tickles your fancy, you can go bet on some Rookie of the Year odds.
Okay. Today, big day to watch, as well as if you're some of the this is the today at 11 tonight, 11:59 tonight. It is the last opportunity for a lot of kids in college basketball to decide where they're going to do. If they're going to jump into the NBA draft or return to the school, be in the portal, whatever it is. A lot of big names that haven't quite announced yet. You feel like you know where it's going. I do know I just saw that Peterson, Kansas, just announced that he will be taking his talents to the NBA. Ones to watch, Cam Boozer. Out there. Also now reading that just now, being a Carolina fan, Vesar headed to the NBA.
Oh, really?
Yep. Says plan to depart Carolina and head into the NBA draft.
Speaking of Carolina, I wasn't back here when Malone was hired.
Yeah, buddy.
What are your thoughts on Mike Malone as the new coach in Chapel Hill?
I'm good with it. I'm for reasons. I know I got a chance to talk to Elijah about it because, being a huge Nuggets fan, Carolina needs a shock to the system, and I think that's what does it. It's the first coach since Frank McGuire in the 60s to be outside the Carolina family, and so far so good. What he's done in the portal, what he's done to have to retaining kids, He's done a really nice job. Now, Vesar was one of those fringe guys they didn't know quite yet, but it sounds like his NBA draft grade came back pretty high. Sounds like first-round stuff, so he'll be departing North Carolina.
I think it'll be good. The guys that he has brought in the portal will fit into the system that he wants to run, a more pro style system, and hopefully get Carolina back into the forefront. I think it's a good fit for him.
I'm good with it. Feeling pretty good about it.
Speaking of, I guess so. Mike Malone used to coach for the Nuggets, and going to the Nuggets Timberwolves series. You see Jaden McDaniel's comments after Game 2. He basically called out the Nuggets and said that he wasn't worried about them because they're all bad defenders.
This is good.
And then just last night, I mean, they absolutely dominated, and he backed up all that talk. And Minnesota looks like they just have the team with more effort right now, and they're very much more intense than Denver. So we'll see how they can how Denver can bounce back in this series.
This is kind of a cool one. If you're a rookie starter J.R. Ritchie, did you see this yesterday?
Yeah.
Made his major league debut with family and parents in attendance. James Wood homered on his very first pitch as a major leaguer. That is become the second pitcher over the past 50 years to allow a home run on his first major league pitch.
But then
shut him down. They won 7-2. He was lights out.
He went 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs.
Yep.
He had a great stat line for his debut against a Washington team that they can hit the baseball. Very impressive debut from him.
The other one was joining Jason Dixon, who allowed the home run to one. You're going to hate to hear this. In 1996 to one, Derek Jeter. Good one. Good one there as that Braves just continue to play good baseball right now.
More NBA playoffs. Rockets Lakers game 3. Kevin Durant hits the injury report as questionable, may not play with an ankle injury. And then Austin Reeves for the Lakers is upgraded to questionable from doubtful. So chance that Austin Reeves plays and a chance that Kevin Durant does not play. Lakers already up 2-0 in this series, and they haven't had Luka or Austin Reeves.
It's been playoff LeBron, man. LeBron has been playing a ton of minutes. The other night, he played 38. Kennard playing a ton of minutes right now and playing well in the absence of one Austin Reeves. Hachimura, how do you say his last name? Playing 40-something minutes.
Yep.
They're just they're getting it from the right spots at the right time.
That team they were playing really, really well when Luka was healthy. He was dropping consistent, like 40-point triple doubles, and I think they went on a big winning streak.
Yep.
If they get Luka and Reeves back, that's the team in the West that could make some noise against OKC.
Yep, that's the one. It'd be interesting. It's the West again. You look at it, it just feels like it is all about the Thunder.
Yep. They're head and shoulders above everybody else.
So, yeah, man, there's a lot coming out again. Nebraska baseball, we've got that. The Big Ten Plus big series for Nebraska to keep stacking wins as they start their pursuit down the road to a regional bid, hosting a regional, which would be awesome here. Also going down, let's not forget the #1 ranked softball team in all of America. They're back they've had some schedule changes with weather because of pending situation around as well. They take on Iowa. And it's senior day, by the way, as they'll move some games around. They've got they're going to do so. If you're going out to softball, they have a doubleheader today, 3:00 and 5:30. 3 and 5:30 here down at Bowling Station. That's on Big Ten, by the way, the Big Ten as well. And then Saturday, they'll complete the series on Saturday at 1:00 for senior day. They moved it up with the weather, like I said, and then also being senior day. Good group of outgoing seniors that have all intents have reshaped the softball program as they continue. By the way, they're on a 12-game winning streak. They're 37-6.
What a year we could have with possibility of the possibility of baseball and softball in the World Series.
Good stuff. Boy, you guys have a great week. Coming up on Monday, we'll welcome back Evan Blam, the Omaha World Herald, be NBA playoffs, NHL, more NFL round talk, as we get back at it. It's going to be an amazing. You guys have a great weekend. Be careful out there. Look at Sunday's weather. Keep an eye on the sky. Have a great Friday. We'll catch you on a Monday.
Oh, I got to end the stream.